came out of China, and you could argue that it's still ongoing, in fact, because the cases around the world of plague that we see today are associated with this third pandemic. Doubtlessly came out of China, spread around much of the world. There were millions of deaths in the late 19th century, early 18th century, but today, you know, it's pretty uncommon for people to die of plague. A few hundred worldwide would be what we'd say. Well, this is the dogma. This is what people have always said about plague, these three pandemics. And it was based upon a biogeography type model and the presence of different biovar or phenotypes, bacterial phenotypes, and how they were spread around. And so this was actually developed in the 1950s by a French scientist, and it's been pretty much gospel ever since. Now, the basic ecology of plague is between a rodent and a flea, and so these fleas will then feed on a rodent. The rodent will get sick and die. Other fleas on here will come over and they'll be infected with Yersinia pestis, the pathogen in there, and then they'll hop on it and then come back and infect another rodent. And that's, of course, how it got spread around the world, was on rats on plague ships. Now, in real life, when you go out to places where it's become ecologically established, it's a little more complicated, involving humans and, of course, cats and coyotes and different types of rodents. I'm going to tell you quite a bit about prairie dogs in a minute. These are a social rodent that lives in North America that's very susceptible to plague. Again, it's spread around globally. We know that, in fact, we have different types of plague in different locations, and we can associate then these different types of plague with the different pandemics. And again, it was done in the 1950s based upon phenotypes, and now we can do it using whole genome analysis. So the whole genome analysis, we took a battery of about 20 or 30 genomes. This was published a couple of years ago. We have many more now, but we're able to, for example, look at the Justinian plague and look at the biovars, and we can see that the biovar doesn't actually make any phylogenetic sense. So that we actually see this biovar here, and if you look into the ancestral state, this is actually the ancestral state for that phenotype. If we look at the second pandemic, again, it doesn't make much sense. It came relative to the first pandemic. This is, you know, maybe 1,000 years later, and it actually is more basally derived. And then the third pandemic holds together real well, and that's the one we have the most information on because it's really the contemporary. So we can divide the plague Yersinia pestis up into these different phylogenetic groups, and in collaboration with Mark Ochman, we came up with this very detailed phylogenetic tree. The roots over here, the closest relative is Yersinia pseudotuberculosis, and then plague moves in this direction out into these different branches. Again, some of these branches